Welcome back, everybody. In this video we're going to be talking about unit conversion problems and kind of a general strategy for handling them. Let's say you were going to convert centimeters to kilometers. Well, you have to know the conversions for those, and there's kind of two ways to do this. So let's say you had a certain number of centimeters you were going to convert. You want to multiply that by the ratio of meters to centimeters, and we know there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And then we also know that there would be 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So through this setup, we kind of set up like fractions here. Notice how diagonally those units that we're converting kind of cancel out. So after doing this math, this would give us the number of kilometers. Like, say for instance, all right, I wanted to say I have 40,000 centimeters. How many kilometers would it be? So according to this math, we would take 40,000 divided by 100 divided by 1,000, and that would convert for us. So we'll kind of keep that in mind as we go through these problems. How many feet are in 120 inches? Okay, so we're going to start with 120 inches, and then we know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So the math here is 120 divided by 12, and some of you may know this, just say, okay, whatever your inches are, just divide it by 12 because there's 12 inches in a foot. Let's see algebraically how the inches sort of cancel out. I have an inch on the numerator, inch in the denominator, and we can put this over 1 to kind of see how that works. And then 120 divided by 12, of course, is 10, and given that the only units left is feet, we know we have successfully converted into feet. Now this was a simple one step, one iteration. They get a little more complicated when you have 2 or more iterations or 2 or more measurements to convert to. For instance, how many hours are in 90,000 seconds? Alright, start out with what they give you, 90,000 seconds. I'll just put an S for seconds, put it over 1, and just convert until we get to the hours. We know that in seconds there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. But then we got to go from minutes to hours, right? We know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So the math here is 90,000 divided by 60 times 60. Do that in the calculator. In the calculator you could do 90,000 divided by 60 divided by 60 again, and we're left with the number 25. It's 25 hours, but notice how the cancellation of the units, seconds cancel, minutes cancel, and we're just left with the hours. So we know we have 25 hours is the equivalent of 90,000 seconds. Alright, water cooler can hold 50 pints of water. The PT there is pints. About how many liters of water can it hold? So we got a couple conversions here. We're talking about 50 pints. And we'll put that over 1. And also it doesn't say here, but we also need to know that there are 2 pints to a quart. 2 pints for 1 quart. And then the conversion they give us here, alright, when we have 1.06 quarts approximately, that is equivalent to 1 liter. So the math here is 50 in the numerator, 50 times 1 times 1, and 1 times 2 times 1.06. Alright, so could do 50 divided by 2 divided by 1.06. Comes out to just round to the nearest tenth, 23.6 liters, L for liters. So converting between the measurement systems there. Alright, next one, multiple choice. We're going to have a couple of items here to signify. It says, which conversion factors are used to multiply 12 meters per second to get kilometers or kilometers per minute? Okay, so here's where we're starting. Let's kind of map this out here. 12 meters for 1 second. We're kind of saying a rate here, 1s. And let's work on converting meters to kilometers. Well, we know that there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer, so that'll take care of our kilometers. And let's deal with our seconds. We know that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now notice where I put it. You can put these numerator, denominator, whatever you need to do, so that you get the cancellation to happen and you're left with whatever unit we're after. Looking at the math, look at all the numerators here. We've got 12 times 1 times 60 in the numerator. 12 times 1 times 60. In the bottom we have 1 times 1,000 times 1. And then 12 times 60 is going to give us 720. And then in the bottom we're going to have 1,000, but not really what they're concerned with. You can simplify that down and figure out the kilometers per minute. But we wanted to know the right conversion needed here. And yeah, 1 kilometer per 1,000 meters right there, we needed that. And we also needed 60 seconds per 1 minute. And notice we used those here and here. And that's what we used to get it. Alright, one more here. Lynn feeds her cat 65 grams of cat foods per day. About how many ounces of cat food will she feed in 5 weeks? And 1 ounce is approximately equivalent to 28.3 grams. Okay, so a lot of conversions going on here. Start with what we know. 65 grams for 1 day. That's the ratio we have to go on. Alright, we're going to convert grams to ounces. So apparently 28.3 grams for every 1 ounce. That's going to take care of our conversion to ounces. And then we also need to convert days to weeks. Alright, we're going to have 1 day. And that goes with 7 days. 7 days for 1 week. And then we're multiplying that for 5 weeks. Just put that over 1. And if you do the math, we're going to multiply every number in the numerator, 65 times 7 times 5. And then it's going to be divided by 28.3. Alright, I'll get that written out here. 65 times 1 times 7 times 5. And then the denominator 1 times 28.3 times 1. Comes out to, rounding to the nearest tenth, 80.4. She feeds her cat that many ounces in the 5 weeks. Alright, hope this helped. Thank you for watching.